Are you constantly tired, can't seem to muster any motivation to work out, and haven't seen any progress in weeks? It's time to try a deload week. Many athletes and trainers recommend it because it actually brings results. I'll tell you what a deload week is, when you should take one, and how to do it properly in a second. But first, like this video and subscribe to the Fitness D channel so we can grow our community. Let's get started. What is a deload week? A deload week defines a less intense workout week so your body can recover from continuous intense workouts. This break minimizes the risk of injuries and maximizes your physical performance. During a deload week, your workouts will be less rigorous. You'll also reduce your training volume and intensity, focusing more on nutrition, mobility, and proper sleep. This allows your body to recover, re-energize, and refuel. And recovering fully leads to better progress in the long run, rather than pushing through and risking burnout. Here's the thing. Deloading hasn't been researched in lab environments yet because most workout studies last for 12 weeks. However, I did find one piece of research interviewing 18 coaches and trainers with an average experience of 10.9 years. I'll link the study in the description below. These professionals say that deload weeks help with fatigue management and progression because, and here's the interesting part, it desensitizes your body to the anabolic effort. It's like taking a break from fast food, wine, or cake, and then they taste even more delicious. Or, as the study puts it, results from this study revealed that participants, in part, programmed deloading to desensitize or reset the training stimulus. Indeed, mechanistic animal research and, more recently, human research have led to speculation that short-term training cessation might refresh blunted anabolic signaling caused by continuous resistance training. It's also worth noting that deloading is not a unique concept, but you may have found it as tapering. Tapering is something athletes do before a competition. One study finds that it is possible for high-level male and female weightlifters to achieve and maintain peak preparedness 3 to 4 days before competition following a 1-week overreach and 3-week exponential taper, where training volume load is reduced by half and intensity maintained or slightly increased relative to pre-taper values. However, the coaches in the research I quoted above note these differences between a taper versus a deload week. A deload is something you do as a part of the training process. A taper is something you do immediately prior to competition. And a taper is planned, whereas a deload is not necessarily planned. That brings us to the next point. How do you know it's time to do a deload week? As you invest time and effort into your training, it's important to recognize the signs that show your body needs a break from regularly intense workouts. A common indicator that it's time for a deload week is noticing a lack of progress despite pushing yourself hard in the gym. If you're not seeing improvements in your training performance or hitting your goals, you may need to take a step back and allow your body to recover. Another sign is persistent muscle soreness or fatigue. If you're experiencing more muscle soreness than usual, even after adequate rest and recovery, this signals your training volume or intensity is too high. Other cues are feeling irritable, lacking motivation, or experiencing trouble sleeping. These factors typically indicate that your body is overworked and needs rest. If you're consistently exhausted, even after getting enough sleep, that's a clear sign that your body needs a break. And finally, if you're getting sick more frequently than usual without any other medical explanation, one reason could be that your body cannot handle the stress of training anymore. How often should you deload? Incorporating a deload week into your workout routine is essential for preventing burnout, injury, and plateauing. But how often should you be taking a deload week? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer to that question. It ultimately depends on your fitness level, workout intensity, and goals. However, a general rule is to schedule a deload week every 8 to 10 weeks. During this time, you can reduce your training volume, decrease the weight and intensity of your lifts, and focus on recovery work such as foam rolling and stretching. This brings us to the next point. How do you deload properly? Here are 7 steps to ensure you do a correct deload week based on the first research I quoted in this video. 1. Start by reducing the volume of your training. This means decreasing the number of sets, reps, or exercises you do in each training session. You can also reduce the overall time spent in the gym. Let's say a typical lower body workout includes lunges, squats, and deadlifts. You're doing 3 different variations for all these exercises, 5 sets for each and 10 reps for each set. You can change that by doing just 1 set of lunges, squats, and deadlifts, followed by mobility training or some time on the treadmill. Here's what some coaches from the first research say. 1. An example of a deload might be somebody cutting their volume back by 50% or dropping their intensity back severely. 2. A deload is reducing volume by more than 50%. And 3. Generally, the volume of training is brought down by about half if not more. 2. Reduce the intensity of your training. This step entails reducing the weight or resistance you use during your training sessions. You can also reduce the number of high-intensity exercises you do. As one trainer puts it, for me, it's predominantly with a deload. The intensity that's going to be my big thing. So I'm going to generally scale that back considerably. Sometimes it will be by nature of exercise choice, rather than necessarily by RPE or reps in reserve. So that's probably one thing as a caveat there is, it's going to be, for me, oftentimes in the sense of absolute loading rather than just RPE, but typically a combination of both. For example, let's say you're bench pressing 100 pounds. During the deload week, you can bench press 30 pounds or even less. Or let's say your cardio day includes an hour running on the treadmill at 6 miles per hour on a 10% incline. Instead, try walking at 3 miles per hour and 0 incline for 20 minutes. 3. Increase your rest time. During a deload week, you should increase your rest time between sets in training sessions. This strategy allows your body to recover more effectively. For instance, instead of working out 5 days per week with 1 stretch and mobility day and 1 rest day, do 2 lower intensity workouts, 3 mobility days and 2 rest days. Or, let's say you're doing back-to-back supersets during your upper body day. Instead, do fewer sets with longer breaks consisting of low-impact cardio. Slow jumping jacks or arm circles could be good solutions to replace higher intensity or heavier loads. 4. Incorporate active recovery. Active recovery involves performing low-intensity exercises or activities that don't put too much stress on your body. Examples include light jogging, stretching, or yoga. Instead of a full-body strength training day, consider swimming. Instead of a full-on 60-minute heat session, go dancing. Instead of a treadmill run, try walking at sunset with your sweetheart. You get the gist. 5. Focus on recovery nutrition. During a deload week, it's important to eat nutritious meals that help you recover. Focus on protein and nutrient-dense foods with plenty of healthy fats and fibers. Don't worry about the scale. Your purpose is to help your body repair and get stronger. 6. Change your workout routine. We all have our training schedules. Some of us train at 5 a.m., others after finishing work, and others at midnight. These patterns can affect your progress without realizing it. For one, they can be too tiresome, especially if you're compromising rest or enough food to work out. But they can also contribute to plateaus because your body is used to training at the same time. As such, it expands less energy when the expected workout comes around the corner. So, changing your workout time and overall routine can help you snap out of that plateau. 7. Listen to your body. Listening to your body is arguably the most important step here. A deload week is an opportunity to give your body a break. If you need one more frequently than 8 to 10 weeks, take it easy and rest more. If you're okay with your current workout type, just add more rest days instead of hitting the pool. If you're good with your workout duration, consider simply using lighter weights. Basically, adapt the main principles of your deload week to your current needs and personality. But before you go ahead and try it, remember to like this video, subscribe to FitnessD, and hit the notifications bell. Now tell me, did you ever try deloading? How did it go for you? And what other topics would you like me to talk about? Let's talk in the comments.